You should have 2 charged batteries inside the kit when it is checked out to you. To connect the battery to the camera, carefully place it at the back of the camera with the arrow facing up, and then slide it slightly up until you hear a click. Never force the battery in if it doesn't seem to be fitting. On the right side of the camera, under the hand strap, there is a cover for the SD card slot. Open that. Before you insert the SD card, make sure that the tab that says Lock on the top left edge of the SD card is in the up or unlocked position. If it is locked, you will not be able to record to that card. And then insert the SD card slowly with the logo facing out as well as the golden pins on the top going into the camera. Insert the card slowly until you hear a click, and then close the cover. Check that you see the SD card symbol on the top right of the LCD screen display. If you don't, or you see a hard drive symbol there, then that means you are set up to record to the internal memory of the camera. To change this, push the Home button and then select the Other Settings option. After that, go to the Video Settings tab, the film strip icon, to change the Record Media for Movies option. Because these cameras are used by many students, you should always record to your own personal SD card. In most cases, you should format or initialize your SD card before you begin recording. This will erase all previous files on it and prepare it for recording in your camera. Make sure you back up your recordings often. To format the SD card, press the Home button and then select Other Settings. Then go to the wrench icon on the menu and scroll down to the Initialize option. Next, select the Memory Card option and then when prompted, select Initialize one final time. Recording mode affects both the quality of the video and the amount of space it takes on the SD card. You can see the current video format on the main screen just below the SD card symbol and the time in the top right of the LCD screen. You can change this by pushing the Home button and then selecting the Video Settings tab or the film strip icon. Go to the Recording Mode option to change the current selection. The higher the bitrate, the more space it will take in your card and the higher the quality of the video will be. In general, you always want to record at the highest bitrate possible. The frame rate. Pay close attention to this as it will affect how you set up your editing project, and it is very important that your frame rates from all your videos match. Most video shot for television is shot at 30 frames per second, and most video shot for cinema is shot at 24 frames per second. The white balance settings will adjust how your camera views color. The color of light is slightly different depending on what the source is. For instance, sunlight is very different than fluorescent light. To get the most accurate color, it is best to find a white object in the lighting you'll be shooting in, and then to manually set the white balance on the camera. To do this, push Function, and then the White Balance menu. Next, select the Manual White Balance button, and wait a few seconds while the camera sets the white balance. To adjust the exposure or brightness of your image, push Function again, and then Exposure. You can toggle the exposure to Auto or Manual here. In Manual mode, you can move the exposure up or down to adjust the image. When you are done, push the X in the top right corner to return to the main screen. To adjust the focus of your image, push the Function button again, and then the Focus button. You can toggle the focus to Auto or Manual here. In Manual mode, you can adjust the focus setting to Near or Far with the Portrait or Landscape buttons. To get a proper focus on an object, make sure you are zoomed in on the object that you want to be in focus in your shot. When you are done, push the X in the top right corner to return to the main screen. To adjust your mic level, go to the Function menu and select Mic Level. Here you can toggle between Auto and Manual, and you can adjust the audio level up or down. In general, your audio level on the VU meter should be averaging around 12 and never hitting 0. Note that you can only control the audio level manually if you have attached an external microphone to either the hot shoe mount on the top of the camera or the auxiliary plug on the side of the camera. To mount the Vixia onto the tripod, First find the larger hole on the base of the Vixia, and then carefully thread it into the screw on top of the tripod. Use the larger knob first, followed by the smaller knob below it. Before you remove your hands, make sure the Vixia is fully secure and stable on top of the tripod. To eject the battery, first make sure the camera's power is turned off. And then on the left side of the camera, by the home button, there is a battery release switch. Slide that forward and hold it, and then the battery will be ready to eject.